Over the top to KJ Martin, who stuffs it home.
Whoa! How'd he get up that high? Throwing up high to KJ Martin.
Look at Lopez if you can get this on the replay. He says something to him and he's like, ooh.
Hello, this is the Stat Nerd Perspective. I am your host, Patrick Oxford, and today we'll be looking at the 20-year-old forward for the Houston Rockets, Kenyon Martin Jr.
KJ. Number 6. Last 5 games, he's shooting 55% overall and averaging 15 points per game. Assist numbers are up, rebounding numbers are up. He is absolutely a part of the Rockets' future. Oh, intercepted. KJ Martin.
So what is it that has Rockets fans so excited about this second-generation player? It starts with his natural intelligence for the game, which is evident even with his relative inexperience. You can tell he grew up around the game. Here we see KJ's offensive synergy numbers. He really excels in one area in particular as the roll man in a pick and roll, so that's where we'll start today. He finished in the 90th percentile in pick and roll possession, scoring nearly 1.4 points per possession.
Olynyk throws it up. KJ Martin slams it down.
Olynyk and KJ formed an unconventional yet potent pick and roll pairing.
A lob and another stuff for KJ Martin.
This is a veteran move and the intelligence I referenced earlier, sealing Harris behind him and then exploding to the rim. The Rockets really need to consider the chemistry Martin and Olynyk have formed in the pick and roll when negotiating with Olynyk this offseason, because defenses really struggled at times to defend them.
To Martin, over Favors. The run continues.
Silas drew up a really fun play here to get KJ a dive to the rim with a decoy stagger into the screen action. The second wrinkle in this play is having Thomas pass near Augustine's defender just before KJ screens, creating more potential confusion. Martin has a knack for finding shooters when underneath the rim, but it will result in some turnovers as well. When Martin finds himself in trouble, it is usually as a result of trying to do a little bit too much, but as he is still figuring out exactly what it is he can do, him forcing the issue occasionally isn't a terrible thing. Next, let's take a look at his spot-up possessions, where he scored 0.9 points per possession, finishing in just the 30th percentile. Catch and shoot can include other possessions as well, but the majority come from spot-ups. With regression expected on the guarded attempts, he needs to improve the percent on unguarded attempts.
KJ picking up right where he left off last night, made 6 threes.
KJ's shot looks fine mechanically, although the dip does cost him some time getting it off. Working on reducing the dip could create more gravity, as he requires defenders to be closer to contest on the catch and shoot.
House on the move, right at Tucker, off in the corner to KJ, 2 in a row. Yes, sir! Back-to-back threes for KJ Martin.
The biggest issue for KJ shooting the ball at times is his confidence. He must remain confident shooting the ball and not allowing the defenses to ignore him to retain offensive value no matter the role. Here we see Brook Lopez practically ignoring him. When he does get the ball, he doesn't make Lopez pay for playing so far off of him. He needs to shoot the ball here in order to keep Lopez honest, and the Rockets really needed a 3 out of this possession. A little bit earlier in the same game, he doesn't make Tucker pay for a short closeout. The Rockets don't end up getting a good look this possession. One of the most impactful improvements he could make to his game would be to internally give himself a green light, because I'm sure Silas wants him shooting with confidence when opponents are leaving him open on the perimeter. 64% of Martin's spot-up attempts were of the catch-and-shoot variety, while 26% of them were drives to the basket, where he scored 1.1 points per possession, good for 59th percentile. KJ is able to drive by a very good defender in Thibault and finish at the rim with his left. KJ prefers finishing with his left despite shooting jump shots with his right hand. The next area of his game I'd like to see him improve on is catching some of these passes already moving towards the rim. With his athleticism, defenders don't have much of a chance to make the rotation in time. Giannis doesn't even attempt to contest at the rim here as Martin catches on the sprint. Another example of KJ's explosion and intelligence here is he makes the smooth dish as the defense collapses after the baseline drive. And he finds another shooter from underneath the basket. KJ is able to finish with ease over smaller defenders like Macklemore. Most teams elect to cover him with bigger assignments. Here's another example of trying to do too much. It wasn't a good risk-reward assessment here, but the shot clock was winding down in his defense. Adding a one-dribble floater to his game would give him a better option than driving into Lopez and Giannis. KJ finished a little below average in transition, coming in at the 40th percentile. Olynyk and Martin connected on a lot of alley-oops in the little time they played together.
Alley-oop!
If you were paying attention, you will see he is almost always finishing at the rim with his left hand.
Kenyon Martin Sr. would not be able to guard this as KJ comes right at you. Goes through the contact, three guys around him.
So KJ's what? Is he 6'7" really?
Yes.
Not the ideal decision here to force it up. You can see he doesn't have a game plan on this play, but he is able to get the second chance points. KJ finished in the 73rd percentile on putback possessions. Good find by Olynyk here as KJ fails to finish on the first attempt, but stays with the play to eventually get the bucket. KJ isn't able to finish here, but it is one of the times that him trying to do too much is entertaining to watch. At just under 1.2 points per possession, KJ only finished in the 30th percentile on cuts. KJ is already adept at creating give-and-go opportunities.
Give and go, and KJ punched it.
He elevates so quickly.
Here, Silas has KJ bring the ball down in a horn set to run a back screen lob for him. To finish up the offensive segment of this episode, we're going to go ahead and check out a couple of assists from KJ. He doesn't overthink things, he just makes the simple plays as they present themselves.
Olynyk to Martin to Olynyk, fouled.
Let's take a look at what KJ brings to the table on the defensive end of the court. Just an absolutely absurd display of athleticism on this play. KJ is the type of player to instantly try to make up for a bad play with a good one. Excellent job moving his feet here to keep Morris in front of him, and then he has a snatch block on Harold. KJ finished in the 76th percentile as a pick and roll ball handler defender, and in the 61st percentile as the screen defender. KJ might as well be guarding this pick and roll by himself here, and he does it pretty successfully. KJ made this a long game for Morris. He does a good job of switching immediately as Clarkson came off the screen here, and then proceeded to close space quickly after the step back. A decent contest here considering he went under the handoff. Now let's take a look at KJ's ability to contest shots at the rim.
Challenges KJ, misses.
No, you can't do that. You can't challenge KJ.
Remaining vertical around the rim is already something KJ makes an effort on. Even in transition. He bites on the Morris pump fake here, but he did at least try and remain vertical.
Fronting is KJ, deflected it away.
KJ has fairly good instincts in the passing lanes. Nothing out of the ordinary, but he will make plays there. Awesome play here, preventing the easy 2 on the rotation. Excellent job tagging Joel Embiid on the dive, and then recovering back to Harris to run him off the 3-point line. KJ is covering both Harris and Green mostly successfully here, although the closeout on Harris could have been a little bit more effective. Great job communicating here to his teammates. Nearly the same situation as the prior play, but better closeout by KJ, and Curry makes a tough shot. Now that we've seen the good on defense, it's time to watch the bad and ugly, including this drive by Niang with a practically non-existent shot contest. If you listen to the Rockets commentary here, they credit KJ with good defense, but he does a poor job of funneling Kuzma to his help, Olynyk. Instead, he allowed Kuzma to get to the other side of his body and took Olynyk out of the play. He has to have better awareness to know where the help is coming from. He finished in just the 6th percentile in isolation defense. Bad defense here to not close the gap between himself and Clarkson early, instead forcing the rotating defender to switch after the blow-by.
And no rim protection for the Rockets. They don't have anybody to guard the rim.
In KJ's defense on some of these uncontested drives to the rim, the Rockets only had 6 or 7 guys in some of these games available to actually play, and he was in foul trouble at times early in games. It is possible the coaches told him to avoid further foul trouble, and he took that to the extreme here. He is also too small to be boxing out some of these matchups, and that brings us to the question of what position is KJ? According to Basketball Reference, he played 48% of his minutes at the 4, but I believe he is more of a 3 long term. He sometimes got bullied in the post, and some of that will be solved with him naturally getting stronger as he matures, but he was in the 20th percentile for post defense, so he has a long ways to go to just get to average. The big issue here may seem like it was him coming so far over in help side, but his biggest problem was actually not communicating it to his teammates. And here a miscommunication on the switch. Thanks for watching this episode of the Stat Nerd Perspective. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and in the comments section, name what player you'd like to see me do my next video on.